Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Thriller 3 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Red Empire player with CWedvin. Spawn as their magenta allies, we have DachiMK. Spawn on the south side as the Cyan allies, we have OtherDawn. As the blue Soviets, we have actually random Soviet, we have GGOT. As their teammate as the green Soviet with BluesMagoos. And their last teammate as the yellow Soviet, we have Redalertvndotcom. Wait, we got triple Soviet for the right side versus two allies in Empire. I don't think the Soviet player's going to have a good day. This, in general matchups, Soviets don't really do all too well. Can't say in a 3v3 setting, but this may not go well for the Soviet players. I do have one roar there, completely fails, does get the bark off to ensure he gets the kill there. Two more bears are here, but that's 2 dogs, 3 dogs, 4 dogs, 5 dogs. Actually, there's a bear up there, and there was no mutual trade there. Even a mutual trade wouldn't be good with the Soviets, but even less so since there was no trade. We do have 2 conscripts here, which can't get overwhelmed by the dogs. We do have bonsai charge here. No trade there by the bears. Jeez, the bears are not getting any trade. That's ain't good. We do have a dog out in the water, and a bear is going to try to chase down that dog. Magenta's dogs are now rushing forward. We got the dog pack. We do got a pair of super reactors here. One from blue, one from green, yellow deployed out a reactor here. Super reactor not here. A lot of infrastructure here, so team left side could actually pursue the Soviet central base. We've got one bear was crushed, going for a bonsai charge. Does get the bear, mutual trade there with the bear. Sells off the dojo, and does get the kill there onto the flak trooper, but does get the roar, stunning the engineer. Bear's trying to go on in, takes it out with the flak trooper, so no capture there from either player. Got a large number of pure warriors here. He sold up the dojo core, and got a early expansion here out by blue, including a naval yard, so likely he has deployed out a crusher crane. Over here we got a dog, doesn't interrupt the capture. Over here we got a large wave of conscripts. He's going aggressive because they're not going to really have a huge advantage late game. So they're going aggressive. If you can't have a good engagement in the late game, go for the early game. Go hyper aggressive. Great sickle jump there on top of those peacekeepers. But the conscripts are only throwing molotovs. Try and get the kill there onto that airfield. Multiple conscripts going down. Does go another jump there. We still have a handful of conscripts down. Looks like all the conscripts are down. Another Vindicator bombing run. Doesn't get the kill there. Very close though. Gains some shots there. It does go the wrong way around, but he's already wounded, so won't get the kill there either. Yellow's advance has been stalled. Cyan is here. Wait. There's a Cyan Stingray? How did that happen? The Navy Yard has been captured by Cyan. How did that happen? We do have these Riptide ACVs supported by a Stingray. And the Stingray is anti-vehicle as well as anti-infantry and anti-navy. May sound really powerful, but not really all too well. You can see here the damage output of the Stingray and the Hammer tank are quite similar. Crushes the Imperial Warrior there as Riptide's charging on forward. Try and get some laser locks there. Green does have a terror drone here. Does try to body block, but was unsuccessful. Does manage to body block there with a reactor. Body blocks again with our barracks. Body blocks again with the reactor. And he will get the kill down the super reactor. And it's going to take out the terror drone at least, as well as some of this Riptide. No, he doesn't actually get the destruction down the super reactor. It does actually manage to save the super reactor. I thought it was going to be lost. This naval dockyard not producing anything, so we're not going to see some dual teching. going for another Soviet MCV is actually a bit of a trap. In a lot of games where you have ability to steal tech like that, entire tech tree, it's usually detrimental, not advantageous. Though not every day you can actually go for it.
Let's start something up.
We do have some hammer tanks here trying to pursue forward. And some of these tsunami tanks are starting to be leached down by the hammer tanks of the Soviet players. The refinery does lose its harvester or collector, as this one is going to be frozen by Magenta. Does get a single bomb there. Multiple bullfrogs quickly take out that single cryocopter. The Vindicators just may want to throw the bombs on something. I do see a large number of jet tankers by red, as green and blue's hammer tanks are advancing. A couple of them are upgunned. And try to go for more guns right there. But these hammer tanks are just getting ripped apart by the air forces.
A tough guy, huh?
There's not a whole lot of out on the field at the moment. And even that hammer tank does get crushed there by the tsunami tank. Tsunami tank does have nano deflectors, both of them getting some good health regen. Hammer tank will get overwhelmed by the two tsunami tanks. But if we've got a good number of infantry, I do see some satellites being dropped on top of the multi-gun turret. Does sell off in time. We have a Scion multi-gun turret here and a Scion's construction yard. Naval dockyard still not sold off or destroyed.
The yellow flames of mine.
Keeping it alive is worth the opportunity of rather than selling for 500 credits, because bullfrogs are quite nice. And perhaps he's able to use some Soviet tech to complement his own force. Does get the freeze there onto this cryocopter, and a single bomb does come forward. The Scion Riptide is still alive, and we do got the Tesla coil here. Try to freeze down the crush crane. Does freeze down the crush crane. Takes it out. Does blue have any production structures? He does, of course, have the war factory and airfield, but I don't know about the MCV. The MCV may actually went down. Collector does go down, dog does go down. This does provide build radius, and he is building something from there, something quick, so maybe a Stingray, maybe a hammer tank. Not hammer tank, a bullfrog.
Let's start something up.
We got some damage coming out onto this ore refinery, not fully walled off, but not really necessary. And we've got some Terror drones and hammer tanks coming forward. Hammer tanks currently not upgunned. And we've got the twin blade now put on in. The Terror drone does receive some fire there. And now the hammer tank is upgunned, which could be useful. Does get the nano deflectors on, so he's able to get some health regen, trying to stall out. Maybe he'll get the Terror drone killed. But here comes the large wave of Mecha Tengus. Terror drone does go down there. As Green's hammer tanks will get overwhelmed by the Mecha Tengus. Both the Striker VXs do go down. So these Mecha Tengus are a little exposed to the hammer tanks. None of them do go down. Multi-gun turret has been put on there. The hammerheads, or not hammerheads, twin blades do get forced back. And now we've got a wave force artillery deployed out by red. The elite hammer tank may go down. Two wave force artilleries. Get the Terror drone as well, doing some preemptive discharge. Now the twin blade does go down, and I just realized that Leech Beam did grab a wave force artillery piece. He needs to turn off that Leech Beam in order to get that thing firing. We got a large number of Scion non-Soviet bullfrogs, and the wave force artillery piece does go down. Wave force hammer tank. Satellite suit jump on forward. Does snare himself an Athena cannon with the Terror drone. And now a huge wave of yellow infantry is now advancing. Got another Athena cannon here, this time by Magenta.
Who's looking for a good pounding?
Cryoblast, two Cryoblasts have been called on in. Does get a handful of them frozen, including a hammer tank, shrunken hammer tank, which they do go down. The rest of the infantry are going to be cleaned up as well. Yellow still has a good force here, and both the cryo shots are now on cooldown. There could be a final squadron or balloon bombs, but it's unlikely with that. Wait for artillery piece does go down, does kill whatever was frozen there. And now we got some Athena cannons. Make it leech down a bit. Good number of infantry, a large number of flak troop as well, so they will be effective against this force, but there's a number of Mirage tanks which can also be effective. One of those guys do go down. This one has the Athena cannon. Now he actually realizes it's going to take time to use the Athena cannon. Cryo does shrink, which is effective against reducing the range of those forces. Terratron did not get the kill there on whatever it was. Or onto the hydrofoil. It's right in front of me. Blue doesn't have a whole lot of infrastructure left. Super reactor. 2 ore refineries. Tesla coil for defense. As well as a teammate's flak cannon. So he does have good defensive posture here. And he's probably just going to be solely focusing on microing a air force. Natasha has one out, which can be very useful in dealing with the Athenas and or Mirage tanks. Does force fire the ground there, and Natasha's going for an airstrike, and Natasha actually gets a bombing run there. The hammer tank does get a nice Athena cannon shot there. Down south we got Green's hammer twin blades engaging the ore refinery as the bullfrog does get shrunken. We do have an Apocalypse tank now out in the field. Blue or Magenta does have a decent defense force. Those are all prism tanks there, I just realized. The health bar is sort of getting away, plus the fact that there's a line of trees. And here comes a high explosive barrage. And that may have been forced by the ground to hit those Mirage tanks. Cryo last was relatively successful. We got the Apocalypse tanks charging forward, absorbing enough shots to force back spawn, but not enough. Now the other Apocalypse tank does get shrunken down, charging forward, and the Apocalypse tank does get crushed by the Mirage tanks. More cluster bombs raining on in. Does not splash his own forces. Does use a pair of shield generators, allowing the other two Athenas engaging. This one, the B-Force, I think both of the B-Force actually recovered from being frozen, which is actually quite important, but did lose 2 Apocalypse tanks due to them charging forward. Oh, these guys are very congested. Good time for a Desolate airstrike. Over here, we do got the Ore Collector crushing down some of these Javelin troops. Not a whole lot being happening over here at the moment, just infantry pouring on in, and that's a Sentry Bomber. Let's see. Maybe a number of some of these there's still 3 B4s. And we got triple shrunk by the Apocalypse tanks, and now we got a disruptive satellites. At least level 2, I believe. Yep, a level 2. Got some great hits all across the line, taking out most of those Athena cannons. Now he's charging forward with the rest of the infantry down south. We got the Chopper VX charging on forward. Athena cannon does receive quite a bit of hits there. He's a veteran or elite one. And the Athena cannon hammer tank does have fully heroic status. And we do got some freezes here on these V4s. He could potentially grab himself another Athena cannon right there, but does take it out. Natasha gets another bomb run over here. We got a massive bomb run. That will knock out. Blue is completely knocked out. The blue Soviets now knocked the game. Green is approach being knocked out as well. We do have some MiGs, a MiG here. Twin Blades here to support as well. It does take out a number of the Striker VXs. And the Chopper VXs, Striker VXs do all go down. Hammer takes advancing. There's a single flak troop for escort. They do drop some bombs there, but here comes the mass. No, he needs does take out the airfield there. Hammer tanks can't, or Apocalypse tanks can't crush wall segments. Hydrofoils getting some decent hits in onto the Twin Blades, but the Twin Blades also got decent hits in. Number of veteran, actually a good number of heroic, with 5 or 6. Red does have a tech up force. Magenta has his MCV in the center of the map. He's trying to pull out Ore Collector here and maybe evacuate out to the sea. Maybe set off all the wall segments. Yellow is going to make its way down south. Needs a bit more anti-aircraft. Got a good number of artillery pieces and has the Apocalypse and hammer tanks. The heroic hammer tank with the Athena cannon is still alive but severely wounded. Looks like a lot of explosions here. Not so sure from what. Ooh, a single Apollo. Looks like the Apollo may have ran out of ammo and got another sentry bomber coming on in. And these are from Cyan. One of them fully heroic. Looks like Natasha does get a snipe there onto the Wave Force artillery. This one did get a good line of shot there, doing good damage all across the line. And does receive a terror drone there that will wipe it out. We got a good number of heavy armor and supporting forces. Natasha does receive a bit of damage there, but she is alive. Over here, Cyan, with the support of a heroic Wave Force artillery making way forward, does pick off one of those V4s, and taking on these V4s is quite important. Takes out another V4 there, but we've got single or twin blades coming forward. One of them do go down, but they did what they needed to do, take out that Wave Force artillery. Dolphin pushes his way forward, trying to go for a Tesla coil, mainly to get repaired up. You got a cryogeddon right there, enough to freeze everything. One bomb there. And I'm not sure what he's doing. He may be out of ammo. No, he waited too long on that unbuilt reactor. The Dolphin does go down. The Tesla coil is being frozen. And that Apollo may have ran out of ammo. Magenta has expanded down south towards the blue base, who definitely did back out of the game, because I see all the green walls. He must have been floating a bit, which is a good idea to back out of the game to get at least an ally all that income. Rogue V4 does get a knockback there on some of the... Actually, got a number of those javelin troops in first place. Bears do get frozen one after another, but they did a significant amount of damage, and all these guys are currently stunned. Cryogeddon comes on forward. Does freeze Natasha as well as a pair of those bullfrogs. Natasha does get shattered there, getting some heroic statuses to those peacekeepers. Wave Force artilleries do set up a nice firing right there. They do well in choke points because they do line the guys in the back and they hit everything between. And the Soviet players have backed out of the game. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.